everyone, and welcome back to... So, on the 15th day of Johnlock, Moff just told us. They told us and told us. So many times, and in so many ways. And boy did we listen. Now here's Devan with the rest of our story.
Spoiler alert. He does. He does love him. Hello everyone, my name is Devan, and some of you may know me as Sherlock. No, not that Sherlock. Sherlock on Tumblr. Tumblr user Sherlock. Sherlock.tumblr.com. But I'm not here to talk about me today. I am here to talk about that Sherlock. But I'm just going to tell you right now that I could spend literally every minute of every day talking about that Sherlock. So I'm going to focus on one area in specific today, and that's the fact that everything in this show is working towards one common end goal, and it has been from the start. How do we know? Well, as Moffat himself said...
And then the rug is pulled. It's like you've been warning them for ages. You know, we're going to pull this rug in a minute. We are. You aren't paying any attention, but we are going to pull this rug. And so when you fall over, you've got to think, I was told and I didn't listen.
We were told. And you know what? We listened. Naturally, those of us who have believed in Johnlock as a whole, and the fact that it has been canon from the start, have been met with refutation throughout the years in many various ways and forms. Whether it's us being told that it wasn't canon, which, you know, I'm sure had nothing to do with the fact that the original Sherlock Holmes stories were published in the 19th century. Ever heard of Oscar Wilde? No? Just something to keep in mind. We've had the Irene Adler card thrown in our face. Multiple times. A lot. Never mind the fact that, speaking of Arthur Conan Doyle's canon stories, the story in which Irene Adler was featured, she actually married another man in the story. Holmes was literally the witness. Not to mention, her and Holmes never interacted under the idea that she was interacting with Sherlock Holmes at all. And by that, I mean the only time in which Holmes spent in Irene's company, he was disguised, as he did love his disguises. Then, of course, there's the John is married excuse. Ignoring the fact that, you know, Mary happens to die of unknown causes in canon, as well as the fact that John and Mary's relationship throughout this show itself has never really been portrayed as a loving, affectionate relationship. The inclusion of John and Mary's relationship could have shot down Johnlock entirely in this show, and yet here we are. We are left feeling more confident than ever, because we were told. The point that I'm trying to make here is we were told. We have been told over and over in a number of ways. And to literally try and list those reasons would just be describing every aspect of the show itself, because every aspect of the show is working towards Johnlock. But as I said, we have been told in many ways, and what I'm going to focus on today is a few select ones of my favorite. The first being at the hands of the creators themselves, in a casual, nonchalant, totally not obvious dig at fan theories, because yes, Moffat and Gatiss do know about everything that we say. They decided to open season 3 with a few examples of theories from fans of Sherlock's that were wrong, including but not limited to
What? Are you out of your mind?
They slapped those right into the beginning of season 3, episode 1. Yet, you may notice that a very popular and specific fan theory regarding pairings is not featured. Interesting. Season 3 then continues on to the next episode, The Sign of Three, which is supposed to center around John and Mary's wedding. In this episode, we never see John and Mary exchange loving looks as he watches his bride-to-be walk down the aisle. We never see exchanged vows. We never even see a single I love you. Keep in mind, John and Mary never say I love you once, ever, in this show. And yet, we are shown Sherlock making a vow.
I've never made a vow in my life, and after tonight I never will again. So, here in front of you all, my first and last vow. Mary and John, whatever it takes, whatever happens, from now on, I swear I will always be there. Always.
We are shown Sherlock giving in a speech to an entire crowd of people, most of whom he's not familiar with, about how much he loves John. Most frames in this episode are centered on Sherlock and John. Even at the bridal party table, we see Sherlock and John in the center, in matching tuxes. Matching tuxes. These are just few of the many ways that Moffat and Gatiss have personally slipped little messages to us to tell us that we were told. But what's more is we have not been told just by Moffat and Gatiss. Sherlock and John love each other. And we were told that too, by Sherlock and John themselves. It's nothing new to viewers that Sherlock and John are kind of obsessed with each other. I mean, Sherlock's relationship with John in the time that they lived together had a certain effect on many of his relationships. They've made this obsession with one another pretty obvious. Really obvious. Everyone knows. Everyone knows. It's kind of embarrassing. No, it's really embarrassing.
Amazing. Extraordinary. Quite extraordinary. It's fantastic. Fantastic. Mate?
You are amazing. You are fantastic.
Yes, all right.
And as a conductor of light, you are unbeatable.
Nobody could be that clever.
You could. You were the best man, the most human being that I've ever known. I was so alone, and I owe you so much. You were the best and the wisest man that I have ever known.
The bravest and kindest and wisest human being I have ever had the good fortune of knowing.
John's great too. I haven't said that enough.
One feature, and only one feature of interest, quite frankly, it was the usual. John Watson, best and bravest man I know, and on top of that, he actually knows how to do stuff. You. It's always you. John Watson, you keep me right. Pretty damn smart.
Throughout the course of the series, Sherlock and John direct a shower of compliments and praise at one another, literally spanning across every single season. Constantly, Sherlock and John are complimenting one another. And they're not very nice guys. By that I mean, you don't see them going around being super duper friendly to everybody. Has John ever complimented his wife? Moving on to more ways we were told John and Sherlock do love each other. And one of the ways that we were told by them is by them literally just like flat out saying it. Sherlock and John have both at different times said that they love the other. Spoken it out. We heard it. They said it from their mouths. Both times that we see Sherlock and John say that they love one another, they do it only when grouping themselves with another person. Both times, that person is Mary.
And I want to be up there with the two people that I love and care about most in the world.
Yes.
So Mary Morstan.
Yes.
And you.
The day you sit between The woman you have made your wife and the man you have saved. In short, the two people who love you most in all this world.
The two of them are horrible at communication and not very good with confronting this sort of thing that's been lying in the silence for too many years. Both of these happened in the 3rd season, 4 years after the 1st season. We've also been told through the times that they wanted to say it, and they came so close, but they didn't. After Sherlock jumps off of Bart's hospital in the Reichenbach Fall, we are shown John going back to his therapist Ella and talking to her.
The stuff that you wanted to say, but didn't say it.
Yeah.
Say it now.
Sorry, I can't.
When he goes to see Ella, she says that there were things John wanted to say but didn't, and he agrees to this. Yet when Ella tells him to tell her to say it out loud, he refuses. In this same sitting with Ella, he has already referred to Sherlock as his best and closest friend. He said, "My best friend, Sherlock Holmes, is dead." This tells us, just for the record, that what John wanted to say but couldn't to Ella was in fact not that Sherlock was just his best friend. It was something more, something that he couldn't admit, something that he wasn't willing to say when Sherlock couldn't be there to hear it anymore. The second time we encounter an occurrence such as this is in Season 3, episode His Last Vow. The tarmac. We all know the tarmac. We have been stuck on the tarmac for almost 3 years. 3 years. 3! 1, 2, 3. When they go to the tarmac, Sherlock has been in solitary confinement for a week. This is after he shot and killed Magnuson in the head for John's safety. Unbeknownst to John, Sherlock is going to the tarmac so that he can be sent away on a mission that is essentially a death mission. A mission during which he knows he is going to go off to die alone. And thanks to the Abominable Bride, we also know that by this point Sherlock has overdosed. In Sherlock's mind, at this given moment on the tarmac, when he asks for time alone with John, his death is coming, and it is inevitable, and it is soon, and he is going to be alone. He is never going to see John again. He doesn't think he's ever going to see John again. And so, he tells John,
John, there's something I should say. I've meant to say always and I never have. Since it's unlikely we'll ever meet again, I might as well say it now. Sherlock is actually a girl's name.
It's not.
That's worth a try.
We're not naming our daughter after you.
I think it could work.
even people who do not ship Johnlock when viewing this scene were in fear that what was about to happen was about to happen, and we know this to be considered an aborted declaration of love. I fucking hate this show. God. It's like... However, thanks to recent events, I now get to include another example of how we were told. And it is thanks to no other than the lovely Season 4. Season 4? What is Season 4? That's not real. Sherlock teaser? It's not a trailer. It's too short to be a trailer. But it's too long to be a teaser. Whatever. Thanks to that clip, we were gifted with a lovely new clip of Sherlock saying those 3 special words out loud.
I love you.
you do. You know this series. You know what that's about. Oh my god, it's gonna happen. Oh my god. They need to talk. Basically, what I've been trying to say is that we have been told so many times in so many ways throughout this series. They love each other. They do. They have told us themselves. The show writers have told us themselves. They've gone to extreme lengths to show us this, that we were told. And we are the ones who are listening. But they're not there yet. They're almost there. In fact, they're very close. They just need to talk. Oh my god, they need to talk so bad. They are really bad at talking. It's so easy if they would just try. John, there's something I've always wanted to say and never have. And since you mean more to me than anything and anyone else in the world, literally, like, really, dude. Like, really, I've died twice for you. I've killed for you. We were ready to die together. You moved in after knowing me for less than 48 hours. I really need to say this to you because it's been literally like almost 7 years and we are really bad at talking because it's taken us this long. John, oh my god, I love you. Oh my god, Sherlock, wow, finally I'm so glad that you told me. I love you too. And that's how easy it is. See? This show, it is time for them to talk. I'm so tired. I cannot imagine how tired they are. They have been trapped for over 130 years. And you know what? It's time to free them. It's time to let Sherlock Holmes and John Watson be in love. It's the 21st century. Thank you for listening to me today, sort of rant and ramble about Sherlock and Johnlock. I hope you enjoyed, and I wish you all luck in the scary remaining time that we have before season 4. Oh, season 4! Season 4! It's not real. Season 4. It's coming. Thank you, everyone. Happy holidays. And remember, we were told a lot. Fuck. Hug each other. Hug it out. And kiss. Oh no. Oh my god. Who's gonna free us? Okay, hi. One more thing that I forgot to add in my original video, but I'm adding now because, whoa, it's dawning on me. I've been trying to avoid it and I'm in denial. But for the record, 1 month from this day when this video is released, 1 month, they're gonna kiss. Gonna kiss. On our TVs. Or computer screens. Or phones. Point is they're gonna kiss. Just for the record. Okay, bye.
Thank you so much, Devan. And with that, we have 17 days left until Series 4 comes out. Bye, everyone.